Well, here we go again. My vacation's over. Time to make content for you guys, I guess, right? Right? Oh well. So mostly what I'm going to try and reach on today is what is going on in AEW. Notice, I like AEW. Now I don't know how I feel about it. I just like wrestling in general at this point. So, I guess with that being said, let's just dig in. For the first 2 years, AEW was perfect. Then summer 2022 came along. Yeah. We don't really want to talk about that. Anyways, it would have been nice, alright? MJF's pipe bomb, his return. It's probably the best thing to come out of the timeline, but yeah. Anyways, what I'm trying to reach on, the feud with CM Punk and the Elite is just going crazy, and like, it all started with the all-out media scrum, so let's just try and reach on that a little more for right now. So this man buries the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Colt Cabana. Do any of you guys even remember who he is at this point? Anyways, MJF and many more, in which was supposed to be a moment for MJF, but Punk's selfish actions at this point. And with all that being said, a legitimate fistfight broke out, because why not? This is 2022 at this point, why not? So here's the timeline of the fight. The Young Bucks try and confront CM Punk. This man, and let me go get Matt. And Matt Jackson start basically duking it out backstage, causing Nick to try and break it up. Then Ace Steel comes in for some reason, throws a chair hang on like this, and Nick Jackson giving him a black eye, I think knocking him out or something. And Kenny Omega was holding back Punk's dog Larry. Now, that seems like a Kenny Omega thing. Total respect to him. Then he tries to pull off Ace Steel or something, and this is more shocking. Ace Steel literally bites Kenny Omega and starts pulling his hair, which is crazy. A human being bites Kenny Omega over a dog. That's so messed up, but oh well. And you know what is happening right now is going to be talked about for many, many years to come, right? This is probably going to be a Dark Side of the Ring episode eventually when all this stuff clears out. Now, what I'm trying to say here is, could this be the beginning of the end for AEW? We'll try and analyze it, I guess. So it all started in 2014. We had issues with WWE doctors, CM Punk, it getting all crazy. Punk joins Colt Cabana's podcast to talk about what was happening, basically. And now these two were friends for, years at this point. And then the doctor tries to sue them for defamation against his name, which is, I don't know, I don't got the answers for this, but anyways, there's just some crazy stuff going on in the story right now. And then they end up suing each other, Colt and Punk ends up losing at least $1 million to this man, which is basically mind-blowing, I guess. Now, fast forward to 2019, there's a new wrestling company called AEW. WWE's biggest competitor since WCW, I'd say easily, probably. And Colt seems to join the company, which is, anyone can see that coming easily, but... And now, CM Punk joins AEW about a year and a half after Colt Cabana joins. Nothing wrong yet, right? So then eventually he ends up getting a feud with Hangman Adam Page, and then they cut a promo of some sort where Hangman starts going off like this. And now I'm reading this behind my camera if you see me looking up. It goes something like this. I have no respect for you and what you've done since you got here. You talk a big game about workers' rights, but you showed me the exact opposite. Since you've gotten here, this Sunday at Double or Nothing, I will not be defending this championship against you. I will be defending All Elite Wrestling from you. Now, this is taking CM Punk the wrong way. He thought he was going in for the business himself. And that is fair, because, going to wrestling for yourself, that's just not right, I guess. So then CM Punk beats Hangman for the championship, but then he gets injured because he's CM Punk, the most fragile thing in the roster right now. Yeah, I said it. Everyone's saying it. Don't blame me. But their beef apparently goes back a while before the rivalry.
CM Punk felt annoyed.
It all started with Cody
get
Rhodes, where he basically he was an EVP, and he was good friends with CM Punk. So, and then there was something going on with him and the Elite, something like this. Cody left for WWE. Yeah, we've all known that for a while now, and then he got injured too. But oh well. He thought Punk thought it was because the EVPs kind of getting him out or something. And another thing that's completely on CM Punk, he's been trying to put himself over, against the younger talent, and he's been not the best in the locker room, that kind of stuff. And nobody really listened to him. But one big one was Hangman Adam Page. He didn't really want to take that from Punk, so yeah. He also did think that the Young Bucks weren't fit for running the wrestling company, but he kept his mouth shut because he wasn't the booker, Tony Khan was. And he's basically Tony Khan's, you know. And then Punk tries to put himself over by getting Tony Khan saying that Hangman's an unfit champion of some sort, and, well, let's be honest, he didn't have the greatest title run, but that's kind of off topic right now. So that just creates beef with him, and the Young Bucks got into that too. And then CM Punk returns after his injury, and he calls out Hangman. That wasn't planned at all. It was just something he came up with on the spot just to get heat, I guess. And now back on the Colt Cabana topic, he was basically almost out of the company, so they take him to Ring of Honor, you know. And, yeah. He was a good friend of Hangman, too, as he was part of the Dark Order. They were both pretty much in there. But then Hangman starts suspecting that Punk got Colt Cabana out of the company somehow. Tony Khan denied the reports, but the damage was already done for Punk. There's no going back. And now we're at All Out 2022, and he just goes off. CM Punk goes off, mostly on Colt Cabana. Literally everyone. He probably said even worse things off the media scrum, but oh well. Now this is fair. Punk was defending himself, but he absolutely obliterated Colt Cabana in a sense. But, this stuff happens. And yes, I say stuff happens, but whatever, and anything, whatever happens, I guess. I'm going to say that a lot because I'm 14, I don't know what else to say, so, and I'm not good with this kind of stuff. And even though it was unnecessary, Punk kept bringing up Colt every single sentence, almost, it's clear that Colt was living in his head, but, And Punk thought that news about Colt Cabana was out by the Elite, but he then retaliated by calling them the stupid guys or something like that. He also said they're stepping on their own glizzies, we'll put it that way. Then he went off on Hangman, saying he went into the business for himself, calling him an empty-headed F-word, dumb F-bomb. And by the other things that Punk said, the wrestling world was set on fire, basically, by that. There are many versions on how the fight started, saying that Punk started, or Punk saying that he was defending himself, but who knows. And now it's been announced they've got a third-party investigation going on. Okay. People were assuming this was a work, and now the Elite are threatening to leave for WWE or whatever, and say hi to the camera, kitty. He just jumped up onto my lap when I had the camera paused. And there are even potential lawsuits on the table, which is just crazy. If this stuff isn't handled properly for AEW, I don't know what could happen to them. Probably nothing good. And if the Elite leave the company, then that's just gonna... They're literally the backbone of the company, so that... Who knows what could happen after that? TK taking it all by himself. If CM Punk left, the company would obviously take a hit, but I'd say that it would still survive, even though he's the biggest draw. The company was literally in limbo at this point. But on the actually last week's Dynamite, you guys saw in my last video, Tony Khan had the trios and the world titles relinquished, guessing that the Elite and CM Punk have been suspended for their actions. And, they don't have the titles anymore, so that's interesting. And CM Punk has suffered a torn tricep. Of course he did. This is the most fragile man in wrestling right now, I swear. He's literally made of paper at this point. Now, personally, I'm on the Elite side, even though they did possibly make things wrong. They could go onto the press and say that Colt Cabana got demoted, but I don't know. I just don't know. If anything, they should have confronted Punk or Tony Khan himself, I'd say, but next is Hangman. He could be going to the business himself. Who knows? If they agree to a program, they need to stay in said program. Now, CM Punk was being unprofessional, even though Hangman was kind of first. In his promo, where he was literally doing Snow Angels before Jon Moxley came out. Now, if Hangman would have apologized sooner, this possibly could have been patched up. It might not have been, because Punk's kind of crazy at this point. But they were really good friends at one point, which is nice to hear, but not now. And then there's CM Punk, who is the second most responsible in this. Where could I even start, possibly? CM Punk literally let us all down, I'd say. CM Punk went in the media scrum completely angry, but he went about it all the wrong way. And I would probably do the same, honestly. I've got anger issues. But you're an adult, bro. You gotta chill. He should have went about going, possibly communicating with the Elite or Tony Khan, so they could, patch the stuff up, but who knows. CM Punk was literally burying everyone. No one was safe. And, man, he just literally stole the show and just made himself the attention like he always does. As long as Punk wants to say that Hangman won the business for himself, he is just the same. People should have been talking about MJF's big return, but he just stole that from him and just stole his fire, literally roasting him in the process, too. He's also a huge hypocrite. A year ago, he wanted to work with younger talent. What happened to that? With his three best feuds in AEW, Eddie Kingston, MJF, and Hangman, they all said the same thing about him, too. Everyone ignored what was being said about CM Punk until now. In his feud with Eddie Kingston said this: "I'm gonna tell everybody the truth of who you are. This man once a hero of mine, but you low-life scumbag, two-faced, narcissistic B-word, you judged me. Why? Because I didn't bury other people to get my own stuff in? Nobody wanted you here. They never wanted you here. The whole locker room is afraid to say it, not me, so get out." In MJF's feud with Punk, he said this: "After I win, you people are going to see the real CM Punk," which we did. The CM Punk who loses his fake smile the second he doesn't get what he wants. The CM Punk who blames all of his failures on everyone else but himself. The CM Punk who, if he hasn't gotten his due, he's more than willing to sue. And then Hangman, we all know what happened there.